ounce right now. Right, I got like 1,000 fucking live videos right now. I gotta delete that. All right, see if you can hear me now. All right, so just a rebootage. All right, so cool. Yeah, we're good. All right, cool. Fucking weird shit. All right, so I was straight sounding like I was like dudes like I've been hitting the Sudafed all morning. Jesus Christ, man, computer shit. All right. Jesus Christ. All right, so yeah, I kind of came on today to talk about there's actually some cool shit that I kind of found out, right? So half of it was because not half, but I was already going to talk about this. You can like turn it down now. So right, goofball. All right, so John posted up in my paid group. He posted up this really cool framework talking about life or whatever. And I kind of already had this like why thing I was going to talk about because I kind of had the little epiphany myself. And it was really cool. So, like, Chris, you're into journaling, so you can kind of pay attention to this, right? So, um, the whole why thing kind of came from reading the seven habits of highly effective people. Dude says like you should have like, and I just call this my thread of truth, but it's like your company mission statement, but you should have a mission statement for your life, right? And John called it values, and I really like that. So like all these other dudes are you should know your why, and like people like to try and sound complicated and overcomplicated and try to make shit sound all cerebral, just for the sake of doing this shit. But for me, you need to simplify things, especially when I'm talking about teaching people shit, right? What's up, everybody? Um, you should simplify things. So when I teach, even in my classes, I make everything totally simplified. Like if I was talking to a 2 year old, not like to try to make you sound like you're stupid, but it's just I think sometimes things get too fucking like woo woo. Find out your why and why are you doing things. But what I did for myself was, and I'll let you hear kind of like what my mission statement was. And I wrote this down, and it's not even done, right? So I wrote this down in my journal. And so, like, for me, it's like failure isn't an option. I want to leave a legacy for my fam. I want to have deep, meaningful relationships. And where I got that from was listening at Facebook talk about what kind of conversations you should have on Facebook. I don't think that that's possible to have a deep, meaningful conversation on Facebook, but I do totally believe that you can have deep, meaningful relationships with people. And you can extend that to business. It can all be business, but you don't have to like be topical with it, right? You can go deep into that. So the next thing was let the past go. Like I don't want anything bleeding over from what I used to be into what I'm evolving into, right? So especially like way back in the day past, like when like 20 years ago or some shit like that. Where I'm actually almost like considering saying fuck like old homeboys and shit, right? Because they just don't have the same we just don't have the same shit we used to have when we were hanging out back in the day, right? And so health over everything, right? That means that no matter what happens, I need to try to keep my health together no matter what. And that's mental health and physical health, just and relationships. Like just everything uh, needs to be healthier, and that needs to go over the top of everything else, right? Business, um, even other relationships or whatever. My mental health and everything has to be stable in order to try to maintain that, right? My physical health, I have to be physically healthy in order to maintain that. And then another one was, hey, what's up, dude? Touch as many lives as possible to help them with a positive change. and the next one was lead by example. Now I'll be adding to that, but that is my thread of truth, right? That's my personal mission statement. These are things that I want to do, right? So how can I make anything that I do in business align with that mission, with those statements, with that thread of truth, right? And so that's the whole why. Those are my values. Those are things that I want to happen in my life. And like you can say, well, Oprah Winfrey has values or whatever, but she still has $1 billion. So it's not like she doesn't like money. So you can't say you don't like money, but it's those, if what someone asks me to do does not align with my mission statement, then I have to tell them to fuck off, right? So why are you trying to do what it is you're doing? And this is really important, right? So this is why I explain the whole why. Why do you want to have an agency? For what? Why do you want to have a social media marketing agency? How does that align with your mission statement? Not your company mission statement, your own. How does affiliate marketing align with your mission statement? I personally don't think that you can probably find a reason to be an affiliate marketer other than just saying you want to make some money, because you're not building an asset with affiliate marketing, right? You're building someone else's shit. If that's a part of your mission statement, then cool, but I just don't think it is. Not if you're trying to leave a legacy for your children or trying to, build an empire, or if you're trying to build something for yourself. Affiliate marketing couldn't fall into that. It just can't. Not unless you were using it for like some type of seed money, and affiliate marketing ain't free. So that's my point, right? So that will help you to align what it is that you want to do when you have your mission statement. So fuck a why, right? That's just like, that's so stupid to me. I never did like that, because I think people are trying to make themselves sound too fucking like, I don't know, like I said, cerebral, right? I think that you should make your mission statement. It's not that hard to do. Get your journals out and just think about it, right? And so in the book, this is what he says. He's like, so put yourself, and do this exercise, put yourself in a place where you're going to a funeral, and it's in 3 years. It's in the future, and you're walking through the pulpits or whatever, and when you get up to the casket, you looking at yourself. And so you sit down in the audience, and people are starting to get up to talk about you, and it's going to be one person from your family that's going to talk about you as like a father, a grandfather, an uncle, a cousin, a brother, right? Then it's going to be another person that's going to stand up like business, and they're going to talk about you in a business fashion. There's going to be another person that's going to stand up like your best friend, and what would they have to say about you, right? And so when you start to say, this is what I would like people to say about me, this is the impression that I want to have on people, you start to be, you're getting to start to like write out your mission statement at that point. That's the whole why shit explained. Your values, your core values. What do you believe in? And that could be anything, right? It doesn't have to be what I said, or it doesn't have to be what people think you should be. And that's not really hard to do when you think about it like that, right? When you finally lay out that shit right there and get away from the whole, like, find out your why. When you get away from that shit and you just look at the shit for yourself, and you say to yourself, what do I want to happen for my family? What is my mission? And what do I want to be known for? For me, this is what I want to be known for right here, right? For you guys, the relationship that I have with you, my tribe, my squad, my family, I want to have a deep, real relationship with all of you, right? Every last one of you. I want to know that each one of you has gotten something from me to take you at least one step, if just only a half a step closer to whatever that better version of you is, right? Whatever you want to see for yourself. If I can help you get there, and if you notice, like I charge for clicking buttons, or I charge people to teach them how to be affiliate marketers, or I charge people how to like learn Facebook advertising or like freedom funnels or whatever I have. But for this shit right here, I don't really care. It's not like I don't, unless you're going to talk to me one-on-one on the phone, this shit right here is what somebody said before. This is like fucking a mentor for free. I'm one of your digital mentor, right? I'm down with that because that's a part of my mission statement. It's my it's my whole like thread of truth, right? That's a part of that, right? So the other day, I'm gonna give you an example. Today, as a matter of fact, a friend of mine said to me, he's like, listen, man, if you start, because I'm starting to kind of get into this whole app thing, but it's only for my squad, and I'll explain in a moment. So he says, listen, you should start a group up to start to do these lifetime deal apps, man. You sell them, you do a really good job, you're a good marketer. I'm sure a lot of people would join that group. And immediately, just as soon as I wrote down my thread of truth, I was able to say, nah, dude, that's not in my intentions. That has nothing to do with my mission statement. Selling fucking software is just not what I'm here for. What I do is I talk to software companies to get my tribe a discount. Like, I've got some real good shit in the pipeline for you guys. You just don't know yet, right? But I've been like really developing relationships with different people to get you guys the best deal possible, right? Exactly. The whole lifetime deal group. That's not in my mission statement though. And I was able to say no, right? So once you get your shit in order, once you have your mission statement, your thread of truth, what are your intentions? Once you know your mission statement, when you start to think about doing something else, you can immediately check yourself and say, that's not in my mission statement. How can I do it? And you don't want to change your shit, right? Because you looked deep inside of yourself. I felt so good today talking to my friend on Skype. We had a 2-hour conversation, and I felt like I was right there in India with him. And we were just hanging out, talking, laughing, and having a good time. And it was a real relationship. It wasn't all about business. We kind of had like a little mastermind. I asked him some questions about business. He gave me some really good advice on what I should do with my company. I did the same for him. But then after that, we even talked about gossip, about anything, right? A meaningful relationship. And it was awesome. And that's my goal. I just want to just know people. And if we can do business, cool. But if not, I just want you to know that I'm a cool dude and we can hang out and we can talk about all kind of shit without having money be in the middle of it, right? But it's really weird that when I do this, I'm really good at networking and creating these relationships and building relationships. Money comes. People want to do business with someone that they like anyways. So I get something out of it because I can fight for my squad to get better prices on deals and things like that. And I'm looking out for you guys, and that's my thing. I'm being the fiduciary. But then with the software companies, because I'm developing a good relationship with them, I'm able to make them some money. You guys are able to get good deals to take your companies to the next level. I'm happy because all I wanted to do was create a good relationship with the two of you. So that's a part of my mission statement, though. So I want you to do the exercise, man. Seriously, this is past the whole why thing. Get your journals out. If you don't have a journal, you should go get a Moleskin. I promise you. Once you write it down, you heard me flipping through my pages. I actually wrote the shit down. So once you write down your mission statement, and it doesn't take forever to do. It's not something you should think on for, I don't care who says it. You shouldn't think on it for 1,000 years because things are going to change for you. You might add or take away or whatever, like, oh, well, no, I was wrong about that. But just think about what you want somebody to say about you. How do you want to be remembered? What type of legacy do you want to leave for your kids, grandkids, great-grandkids? This is when you start talking about 1,000-year goals. Wow. Think about that. 1,000-year goal. What do you want people to think about you in 1,000 years, right? 100-year goals. 200-year goals, right? When you start thinking like that and you start thinking about what do you really want, you can't lie to yourself. Oh, I'm going to stand up at a funeral and I'm going to say, well, Chris, man, that dude was really cool. He made a lot of money. That's it. That's not you don't want people to say that about you. You know, you want more than that, right? that's how you form your mission statement. It's not to say that you don't want money, because that's bullshit. Everybody that talks this shit are fucking billionaires. So that's not the point. The point is that once you have your mission statement, you can say no to a lot of shit that you've been thinking about you should go do. Right? So should you be like, because man, I don't know if you guys are like me. You can type it into the chat. How often do you get ideas? I get ideas all the time. Type it into the chat for me, man. Is it like almost every day, twice a day, 3 times a day? How many ideas do you get that you think you should act upon? How many domain names have you thought about in the last 2 weeks or whatever, right? How many domain names do you have registered? If I went into GoDaddy right now and the name cheap, you'd think I'm crazy. I've got, I don't know, a few hundred, right? that I'll never use. And when it comes time to renew them, I get pissed off. I'm like, I'm not renewing that. Fuck that, right? But then my wife will go, "No, I think you're gonna need that, right?" and we won't, right? We won't like delete them or whatever, right? Exactly. 50 plus ideas, right? Kyle says, tons of ideas. But if you look at those ideas and then you say, do they align with my mission statement? You're going to say no to a lot of them. This will really be able to make you focus on the one thing that you should be doing. And that mission statement, those core values, exactly. Mike says too many ideas, right? And then they're crazy ideas like I should start a group for a lifetime deals. Or how does that even align with my brand? It doesn't, right? So, or I want to start a chatbot agency. And then tomorrow you're like, I want to do e-com. How does that? Those two things could not align under your mission statement, both of them. So when you write up these core values you have, it forces you to focus on what's really important to you. And I say it again. I said it yesterday. It was so powerful when Oprah said that the reason why the Oprah Winfrey Show was #1 for 25 years was because we intended it to be. And that right there is your intention. Your mission statement is what you intend to do. And if anything comes along, like those 50 ideas that we're all talking about, we figured out, most of those ideas, if not all of those ideas, will not align with your thread of truth, right? It's not going to align with what you want to leave for your legacy. What do you want to be known for? Like, I'll give you an example. Once my wife was talking to a friend of mine a long time ago. This is like when we first met. And the friend of mine was like, well, what do you think of him? And she goes, he's cool, but he's scatterbrained, right? She's like, he comes up with a lot of ideas, but he doesn't follow through with them. So that was what she would have said about me if I would have been dead, right? And I always talk to her about that, and she always says, well, like, I didn't really know you then. But it doesn't matter. That's what your perception, what's your impression of me. That's what you thought of me. I was scatterbrained, right? So I've learned to focus since then because I didn't want people to say that about me. So do you want people saying that, damn, this dude had 50 ideas and he was always trying to, a get rich quick scheme. He was always trying to, get, that's how they talk about con man and people like that, right? People, right. People would, yeah, exactly, Mike. See, that's what I'm saying. People would talk about you that way, or your wife looks at you that way. That's not going to align with your mission statement. I promise you. So seriously, get your journals out. Get a piece of paper. Get a piece of paper, man. Whatever it is, and write down. Just think about that. Do that exercise and write it down, and get your mission statement. I promise you, man, that focus will really help you to stop and pay attention to what it is, what your core values are, what it is you really want to accomplish, right? And I'm not like some fucking perfect dude, because I still have ideas every day, but more and more I'm starting to get more focused, more and more every day. The more I write in my journal, I've been doing it for the last, 6 months now. And the more and more I write in my journal every day, the more I do it, the more focused I get, the more I grow every day, the more I read and implement, and then just pay attention to your language. Pay attention to what you say and what you put out in the air. And I know you're thinking now that I'm crazy, blah, 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 whatever, right? Beat it then, if that's what you think. So, Chris says your wife is the same thing. Well, yeah, then, all right. So, anyways, oh no, she says that I thought you guys were saying you that your wife is like scatterbrained. I'm like, yeah, you guys are hurt. But if she's saying the same thing that Nancy says, then yeah, just write down that mission statement. So, anyways, the more you put shit into the air, the more you speak out negative shit, or the more that you talk on things that maybe you shouldn't be talking about because you should do something else. My point in saying that is pay attention to your language. Pay attention to what you're saying. Pay attention to everything that you do, and really write down that mission statement. And I promise you that you're going to be awesome. What's up, Blake? I promise you that you're going to start to focus more. I'm getting so laser focused right now, man. And I'm putting out so much content right now. I'm like a content machine. And it's because that is a part of my mission statement. And a part of my goals, one of my goals, right, was to say, hey, I want to hire on people. 80% of my time this year should be spent networking, building relationships. And I said this at the beginning of the year. Building relationships, right? 80% of my time. Oh, wow. 80% of my time should be spent building relationships and hiring people, networking, and then trusting those people that I hire and network with to do what they do well. So I can just focus on my mission statement, right? And so I don't know what that is for you. I don't know what that is for you. I'm just telling you what I'm doing right now and how I'm growing. And I finally, this is just me way down the line because of what John posted, saying that values and your why should be aligned. And it really did snap at that point. Like, oh shit. And I hope that helps you as well, right? Instead of saying your why, what are your core values? I hope that helps. Like, what is your, I'm calling my thread of truth, right? I'm going to trying to like do some awesome like logo with that, right? But what is that thread of truth for you? What are those core values for you? What does that mean, right? And I hope, right, and it is focus on your strengths, right, Chris? That's true, right? But that's so cliche that we don't pay attention to it. That's why I hate the whole why shit, right? But now that you can show that and you write that down, then all of it snaps into place now, right? Focus on what you do well. Let everybody else do the other shit. Continue to do what you do well, what you want to do, and what aligns with your core values. That should really help you focus. At least I hope it does. If it does help you, type it in the chat for me and let me know. At least I'm getting through to somebody, right? I'm hoping you guys are feeling me, man. Type a yes in there or something and let me know that you know you're at least half-ass feeling what I'm talking about, because I don't want to feel like I'm going nuts here, but I really want to try to, because like for me, like all that why shit was crazy. I even did a video about it. Like, what are they talking about? I just want money. Right? There's nothing wrong with wanting money, right? I understood. I still say that. There's nothing wrong about wanting money, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm like, why the fuck do I need a why? But you want money, but you need to have goals and you need to have a mission statement so you can grab that dough, right? Otherwise, you're kind of like, have you guys seen, I know you have, like, when they do the contest at the grocery store and they put you in there with $1 million and all the money kind of just blows in the air and you got to be able to grab what you can grab or whatever. And most people only come out with like maybe $1,500 or $500, whatever, because you can't focus on all that shit, right? But if they gave you a bag to turn upside down and catch that money, to give a little bit more focus, you would catch a lot more fucking money. So just think of it like that, man. At least now you can really focus and get your money because you have that laser beam mission statement. And if anything does not align with all of that shit, your core values, your strengths, it's just laser point, right? So if you don't know how to play tennis and somebody says, well, I'm going to do this tennis, blah, blah, blah. You know, dude, that doesn't align with my shit. I don't know how to play tennis and I don't want to know how to play tennis. That doesn't align with my shit. I play basketball, so I'm going to go do that, right? I mean, that's really simplifying the shit, but you guys get it. All right, man, I'm glad that you guys listened to me, man. So, Blake, you came in there talking about cryptocurrency, dude. You know, anyways. So, but hello, anyways. Jamie, Mike, Christopher, JC, if you're still around, all the rest of the guys that came in here, man, thank you so much for showing up and hanging out with me today. Dunk, right? Donk almost sounds like something in French, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, man. Mike, thank you, man, for coming. And, you know, shit, I'm here every day posting up a bunch of fucking content, and I hope you guys are learning something from this. I'm going to say this again. I'm never going to stop. Work with your shit every day, man. Get in there. Work on your businesses. Even if it's only 15 minutes a day. Write in your journals and do what it is that you need to do every day for at least 15, 20 minutes, man. Create those good habits. And I promise you, man, you're going to see some amazing shit with your businesses, man. I'll see you guys mañana.